Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to crack open the sources and pull out those key insights you need. And today, wow, we're looking at a global phenomenon.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, Tiger Woods. You hear the name, you instantly think, dominance, Masters, green jackets, fifth pumps, all the records.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing, the really big strategic insight that kind of shapes our whole deep dive today. He's obviously a golf legend, right?
Yeah.
But his net worth, Forbes puts it around $1.3 billion as of 2025.
Okay, yeah, billion with a B.
Exactly. And the stunning part, less than 10% of that came from actually winning golf tournaments.
Okay, wait. Less than 10%. That completely reframes this, doesn't it?
It does.
So we're not really analyzing just a sports career here. We're diving into let's say, the playbook behind building a billion-dollar personal brand.
Precisely.
Our mission today is really to unpack those strategies he used, how he controlled the brand, how he reinvented himself, and maybe most importantly, that shift towards ownership. That's what built an empire way bigger than just his talent on the course. It's an amazing blueprint, really. Our sources show by 2024, get this, Tiger had earned over $1.7 billion in total career earnings.
$1.7 billion, okay.
But over 90% of that huge number came from endorsements, his business ventures, equity stakes, stuff like that. He used his incredible talent as like a launch pad.
Right.
But the real wealth, he earned that as an executive, as a brand architect.
Okay, let's get into that playbook then. Because it starts super early, doesn't it? You have to mention the prodigy stuff, the 2-year-old with the plastic club.
Oh, yeah, the chosen one narrative from his dad, Earl Woods.
Right. That laid the groundwork for the brand, this idea of destiny.
Totally. But the moment it gets really strategic, like business strategic, that's 1996. Tiger's just 20. He's turning pro.
Okay.
And he signs this massive 5-year, $40 million deal with Nike. Just think about that for a second.
$30 million at 20.
Yeah. And the key bit, this was before he'd won a single professional tournament. It was this huge gamble on his potential, and Nike matched it.
That seems incredibly risky. $40 million for someone who hadn't proven it on the main tour yet? What was Nike thinking?
Well, Nike wasn't just betting on his golf scores. They saw, I think, the cultural potential. They saw someone who could just explode beyond golf, break racial barriers.
Oh, okay. More than just an athlete.
Way more. That Hello World campaign they ran, it wasn't just an ad. It felt more like a mission statement, like we're backing the guy who's going to change the game.
So the first big lesson here for listeners, maybe, is about betting on potential. He didn't wait to be a legend.
Not at all.
He set his value proposition right from the start, the second people started watching. And he bet big on himself.
And it paid off fast. Once he started winning, that bet just exploded. That takes us into the early 2000s, what we could call the icon phase.
Right. Every win, every shot.
Every swing, basically, became global brand exposure. He wasn't just winning trophies. He was stacking up this incredible brand equity that value tied to his name.
And this equity was built on, well, it sounds like obsessive control over his image. That seems key to his early brand.
Oh, absolutely surgical control. Our sources highlight how media trained he was. You rarely saw spontaneous interviews, right? Even his body language on the course.
The silence, the stares.
Exactly. The stoicism. And of course, the Sunday red shirt. None of that was an accident. It was all part of the image.
That red shirt became iconic. It wasn't just a shirt. It was like a visual promise of dominance, right?
Totally. A signature element. And the companies he partnered with, they had to fit that image perfectly.
They had to reinforce this idea of perfection, of control.
Yes, precisely. They had to fit into what we're calling his closed-loop identity. It was carefully built so every partnership reinforced the main story. Tiger is dominant, precise, relentless.
And to give an example of how that loop worked, how did the partners connect?
Sure. Look at who he partnered with. Rolex. That screams precision, timeless success. Gatorade. They even launched a custom Gatorade Tiger line.
Right, I remember that.
That's about endurance, elite fuel, Tag Heuer, peak performance, tech excellence. He wasn't just cashing checks. These brands became part of his persona.
So watching him play reinforced Rolex's quality, and wearing the red shirt made you think of the dominance needed for Gatorade Tiger?
Exactly. It's all connected. The message was singular, clear. I'm in control. I play to dominate. That made the brand incredibly powerful, incredibly valuable.
That clarity is brilliant strategically. It wasn't about being liked by everyone. It was about this unwavering projection of controlled dominance. But that kind of pure endorsement model, it has limits, doesn't it?
It does. And that leads to the real power move, the shift that takes you from just being famous to having real lasting financial clout.
From endorser to owner.
That's the critical shift. See, most athletes, they're kind of like hired guns, right? Running their image out. Tiger realized, probably early on, that for real generational wealth, he had to own the platform itself.
Stop collecting checks and start demanding equity.
Basically, yes. And that's where TGR Ventures comes into play. That's the moment he formally steps into the founder and chairman role.
Okay, TGR Ventures, what does that actually encompass?
It's the holding company for all his diverse interests. And it's not just like t-shirts. TGR controls his golf course design business, where he actually shapes the courses based on his philosophy.
Ah, interesting. Applying his expertise directly.
Yeah. It also covers event management, his philanthropic foundations, even media content production.
So unpack the financial logic here. Why is moving from endorser to owner so fundamentally important for people listening to grasp?
Well, think about it. It's the difference between getting paid based on how well you're playing right now.
Which fades eventually.
Right. Versus building an asset that keeps growing, potentially forever, even when you're not competing. When he endorsed Gatorade, he got a fee. When TGR designs a golf course or runs a tournament.
TGR keeps the revenue, controls the rights, builds the long-term value.
Exactly. He's not just relying on the PGA Tour anymore. He's building his own ecosystem. He becomes an industry player, not just a really, really well-paid player in the industry.
That's the huge strategic leap. Ownership. More work, maybe, but you build an actual asset.
Precisely. It ensures that even when he hangs up the clubs for good, the TGR machine keeps generating value, all built on that brand equity he spent decades creating.
Okay, but we can't talk about the brand without addressing the massive turning point, the crisis in 2009. That image of perfect control just shattered.
Oh, it was catastrophic. Symbolically, financially, everything. Because he built this image of being untouchable, right?
Yeah.
So when the scandal broke, the damage was just immense. That whole closed-loop identity basically imploded. Brands like Accenture, AT&T, Gatorade, brands tied to integrity and precision, they dropped him fast.
Oh.
He went from icon to cautionary tale almost overnight.
Now, normally in that situation, you'd expect what? A big PR offensive,
Yeah.
damage control. But it's not quite what he did, was it?
No, his response was actually strategic silence, retreat. He completely stepped away from golf, away from the media glare.
Just went dark.
Yeah, but it wasn't just hiding. It felt like a deliberate move to let the media frenzy burn itself out without him adding fuel to the fire.
Interesting. How long did that last? And when he did come back,
Yeah.
how did he change the narrative? Did he ditch the icon and sell something else?
The quiet phase was quite long and very controlled. When he eventually returned, he made a really calculated pivot. He stopped selling perfection. Instead, he started selling resilience, humanity, maybe?
How did he do that?
Remember that press conference? Very subdued, tightly controlled. He owned his mistakes publicly. He essentially traded that flawless, untouchable brand, which was probably unsustainable anyway, for something much more relatable.
A comeback story.
Exactly, the comeback kid, which from a brand perspective is arguably much more powerful long-term.
That pivot is fascinating. It kind of highlights a tough lesson. Trying to be untouchable makes you unrelatable.
Yeah.
And you inevitably stumble.
The fall is harder, yeah. His brand actually became stronger, maybe because the story now included failure, recovery, rebuilding. It added depth.
It shifted the narrative from, I win because I'm perfect, to something like, I win because I can overcome anything.
Well put. And that really set the stage for Tiger 2.0, leading to his most significant business moves, the ones we're seeing now.
Which brings us right up to date. January 2024. The bombshell news, ending the Nike partnership after 27 years. Why? Why walk away from Nike?
Because it was the ultimate step towards full ownership. Think about it in terms of the creator economy. Even that massive Nike deal was still fundamentally an endorsement. He got paid royalties, sure, but it wasn't his equity.
Ah, okay, so leaving Nike allowed him to.
Pivot directly into launching his own brand. Sunday Red, he partnered with TaylorMade for the operations side, but he owns the brand.
So he gets full creative control, full participation in the upside. He's the architect, the face, the owner.
Absolutely. And the name itself, Sunday Red, it's just brilliant branding. He took his most iconic visual symbol, that red shirt on championship Sundays,
A symbol he literally built over decades.
and turned it into a business asset. Tangible, shippable, sellable. He's monetizing the very essence of his legacy.
He's joining that wave of figures who realize owning the means of production, owning the distribution, that's where the real long-term power lies. But it's not just clothes, is it? He's building the future of the game itself, too.
That's the other huge piece. TGL co-founding TMRW Sports and launching this tech-infused golf league. It's a massive bet on the future relevance of golf.
Okay, for listeners who haven't followed TGL closely, what is it? Why build an indoor golf league?
Well, TGL is designed for how people, especially younger generations like Gen Z, consume content now. It mixes real golf shots with cutting-edge tech simulators, massive screens in an indoor arena setting.
So faster paced, more like an esport.
Kind of. Team-based competition, condensed into maybe 2 hours instead of a full day walking the course. It's built for broadcast, for digital engagement.
Makes sense, like packaging golf for a new audience.
Exactly. And by co-founding it, bringing in huge celebrity investors, Steph Curry, Serena Williams, Justin Timberlake.
Serious firepower.
Yeah. He's not just trying to preserve his own legacy. He's actively building the next way people will experience golf. He's an owner, an architect of the sport's future.
What a journey. From that 2-year-old prodigy to the dominant icon, navigating that huge public crisis, and now emerging as basically a CEO shaping the next era of the sport.
The overall picture is so clear, isn't it? That $1.3 billion empire, it wasn't just built by sinking putts. It was built by mastering the strategy of his own story.
Controlling the narratives.
Turning fame into real financial equity and turning his legacy into actual business ownership, time and time again.
He really proved that, true greatness isn't about never failing. It's about outlasting failure, adapting, and having the guts to reinvent yourself without losing who you are.
And that brings us to the final thought for you, the listener. What Tiger Woods ultimately teaches us is maybe your most valuable asset isn't just your talent, your skill right now.
It's your name.
It's your name and, crucially, what you choose to build around it. The structure, the ownership. He built something so strong it survived arguably the biggest scandal in modern sports history.
So the question for you is, what are you building around your name right now? Are you just collecting the paycheck, letting others define your story? Or are you thinking strategically about control, about ownership, about building something that lasts way beyond your peak performance?
Something to definitely think about.